National Assembly in Baringo County were erroneously sent to Lamu County. The Commission has since rerouted the ballot paper pellets to their rightful places using air transport contracted to facilitate such emergencies. I also wish to bring to your attention an incident that happened this morning in Moyale constituency, Marsabit County, where a KIMS kit for Orani Primary School polling station code number 0100 450 226 07102 was reported missing. The KIMS kit code is 0100 450 226 07102 was reported missing. The loss was discovered when the KIMS kits were being charged before deployment to the polling stations. The incident has been reported to Moyale Police Station and investigations into the loss is ongoing. The Commission has blacklisted and replaced the missing KIMS kit. Any activity or data that may originate from the missing kit will be flagged and isolated from the system. The kit will not be useful to anyone. Whoever has stolen it should know that it will not be useful to them because it has been blacklisted. The Commission has also deployed 660 temporary staff towards the success of the 9th August general election. This includes presiding officers, deputy presiding officers, poll clerks, and security. I wish to take this opportunity to thank the team, my vice chair, commissioners, the CEO, and the entire staff of the IEBC who have worked tirelessly to ensure that tomorrow's election is a success. I salute the fellow returning officers across the country who I know have not been sleeping, and from today they'll have sleepless nights until the results are announced in the counties and constituencies across the country. I call upon all our temporary poll officials to discharge their duties with utmost integrity and commitment to serve our country, Kenya. However, as a commission, we have received information that 5 presiding officers and 2 clerks in Diwa constituency were allegedly caught by members of the public in a homestead of an associate of a contestant, what was believed to be a meeting to plan or influence the outcome of elections. Allegedly so. 4 of the poll officials were arrested and recorded statements at Diwa police station. And as a result, the returning officer from Diwa constituency has dismissed the said 4 officials and replaced them with others. In Webuye East, Bungoma County, 2 deputy presiding officers were allegedly in a meeting with a candidate. The 2 have since been arrested and dismissed from duty and replaced with others. In Webuye West, Bungoma County, a presiding officer allegedly attended a meeting convened by a candidate in a hotel within Matete sub-county, Kakamega County. The presiding officer has been dismissed from duty and replaced. The Commission has also been informed of destruction of election materials in Chuka, Igambangombe, which were being transported from the IEBC warehouse in Chuka to Tharaka. We have since deployed our officers to liaise with the local police to review the incident, and we shall give a report on that. The Commission takes great exception of polling officials who contravene the code of conduct for poll officials and will not hesitate to take stern action against any official found to be in breach of the Code of Conduct and Election Offences Act. On issues of security, the Commission has partnered with the National Police Service, and we have trained and deployed over 150,000 police officers, and we confirm that there will be 2 officers per polling station throughout the country when the polls commence tomorrow. These officers are already being deployed today with the polling officials to the respective polling stations. However, on matters of security, we have two incidents that we wish to inform the country about in Turkana and Mandera. In Turkana County, bandits attacked and burned down homes in a village within Kapedo, Naipeiton ward, and displaced populations expected to vote in 3 polling stations. The returning officer, in consultation with the security team and stakeholders, has recommended that the polling station be conducted in the nearby polling center, so arrangements will be done and the voters will be informed accordingly where they'll be polling in that particular area. In Mandera County, a known number of people burned down 2 classrooms in Hareri Primary School, which is a gazetted polling station, in Kalalio Ward in Mandera East constituency. Security has been beefed up and polling will proceed as planned with the remaining part of the buildings which has not been affected. The Commission has set up fully-fledged call center where poll officials and the general public can call a toll-free number to make inquiries and report incidents related to the 2022 general elections. Just wish to remind the public that the toll-free numbers are 1543 and 1544. And we encourage Kenyans to make good use of these numbers for purposes of seeking information from the Commission on incidents happening on the ground. We also have this media center where we give media briefings like we are doing today, and this will continue on a very regular basis as we get into the elections tomorrow. I just want to confirm that the Commission has accredited a total of 4,850 local and international journalists to ensure free flow of information and accurate reporting of election results to the public. The Commission has already shared with the media, political parties, observers, the secure formats and templates in which results will be shared to enable them to integrate with the results transmission system in order to receive, process, tally accurate results as they are received by the Commission. We call upon the media to remain true to their role of providing comprehensive and objective coverage of the elections as possible, especially in relaying or reporting results. The media can, of course, tally results, as we have said, but not declare the winners. I want to say a few things about activities of polling tomorrow. All polling stations will open on 9th August 2022 at 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Where there's a delay in opening or interruption in voting at a polling station, the presiding officer shall extend hours of polling by the amount of time lost. Voters who will be on the queue at the time of closing the polling station will be allowed to vote. The Commission will ensure that every registered Kenyan voter gets a chance to exercise their right to vote for their preferred candidate. To achieve this, the Commission has put legal, technological, and administrative structures in place to ensure that all voters have an improved voter experience as they cast their vote. As part of its mandate, the Commission has accredited a total of 120,731 domestic and international observers and monitors, out of which 50,231 are observers, 70,500 are monitors, and they come from 872 organizations. That is 795 domestic observer organizations and 77 international observer organizations. Also want to say something about our results transmission system. The Commission has put in place an election results management framework, ERMF, that provides the workflow of results from the polling station to the constituency and national tallying center in accordance with the Elections Act and regulations. The system allows the presiding officer to open the results transmission system application after the close of polling. The presiding officer shall be able to capture and transmit the image of the A series, that's for presidential 34A series form. In transmitting the results transmission system only sends the A series results form, which has a QR code, once. It cannot transmit more than once. Persons authorized to be at the polling station include media, observers, polling station agents who will be allowed to take an image of the original results form 34A. Polling station agents of presidential candidates will be issued with a carbonated copy of the results form 34A. The results announced at the polling station will be final. At tallying centers, proper planning and management of tallying centers plays a central role in the conduct of credible election, for it is at the tallying center where results are collected and declared for respective positions. And for strict avoidance of doubt, let me say the following, that the Commission has 3 levels of tallying centers, namely constituency tallying center, county tallying centers, and national tallying center right here at Bomas. So at the polling station, there will be counting and filling of result forms. At the constituency tallying center, tallying and declaration of the member of National Assembly, member of county assembly, collation of presidential, gubernatorial, and senatorial, and county woman assembly, member of parliament results. So tallying and declaration of member of National Assembly, member of county assembly is done at constituency, but also at constituency there is collation of presidential results, gubernatorial results, senatorial results, and county woman member of National Assembly results. At the county tallying center, we have the final tallying and declaration of gubernatorial and senatorial and county woman member of National Assembly, county woman member of National Assembly results. So those are declared at the county tallying center. Then at the national center is the final tallying and declaration of presidential results from all the polling stations. So let me assure you that at the National Tallying Center, which I'm in charge of as the National Returning Officer, we are ready to undertake this exercise, and we have put everything in place to make it happen. And I just want to thank all who have been involved in these processes, all stakeholders who have worked with us to prepare for this general election. I also want to finally say something to the Kenyan voters. In closing, let us now cast our eyes to focus to the patriotic duty that lies before us, the opportunity to express our voices through the ballot. To this end, I'm calling upon every registered Kenyan voter, both here in Kenya and in the diaspora, to show up to their respective polling stations to exercise their democratic right. At this moment in time, let us draw inspiration from the 2010 Constitution that vests all sovereign power to the people of Kenya, who may exercise it either directly or through their elected representatives. Let us collectively rise up and show the world that Kenya is a vibrant democracy. On our part as a commission, we shall ensure that every vote counts, because that we shall ensure to count every vote, because every vote counts. So for Kenyans, this is our time, our moment to make it happen. Before I close this afternoon, we received information from our lawyers in the Court of Appeal that the Court of Appeal has stayed the judgment of the High Court, which directed the Commission to cross out the register as a complementary to the KIMS kits. Remember, the Court of Appeal has directed we follow the guidelines given by the Court of Appeal in the case of NASA versus IEBC, which gave guidelines that the Commission followed as we prepared for this election. And so today the Court has stayed the High Court order, which directed that in addition to following the guidelines of using the fiscal register as a last resort if the KIMS kits fails, the High Court had directed that we also cross the register at the time of verification. So the Commission shall stand guided by the orders of the Court of Appeal this afternoon, and we have accordingly directed our staff, who had been adequately trained, to now follow the procedure as laid down by the Court of Appeal, that they'll have the fiscal register with them and will only use it if all the KIMS kits fail in that particular polling station. So thank you very much. That's our brief this afternoon. As I said, we shall engage on more briefings as and when any situation arises. Thank you. If you have any questions. Can we have somebody managing these questions? Who is?
Good evening, Commission. I wanted to ask, my name is Ivy from Kenyans.co.ke. What measures have you put in place to ensure that the right ballot papers are delivered to the right counties, given the discovery of the Kilifi gubernatorial papers and the Mombasa ballot? Thank you.
Kuna lingine Bwana Commissioner. Kwa majina naitwa Emmanuel Kilongi kutoka TV Magharibi, na ningependa kuuliza swala hili ambalo linafungamana na madai yaliyoibuliwa na mbunge wa Kabundu ya Kusini Moses Kuria, kwamba huenda kukawa na udanganyifu kwenye zoezi hili nzima la uchaguzi. Akapeana kuwa kaunti ya Uasin Gishu huenda ikaathirika pakubwa, kwamba kuna makaratasi ambayo yatatoka katika ikulu ya Nakuru kuelekea Eldoret, na akapeana nambari ya gari ya usajili ya 853T. Je, na tumeona tena idara ya DCI imechukulia uzito swala hili ama madai hayo. Wewe kama mwenyekiti wa tume ya IEBC, usemi wako ni upi ama mtazamo wako? Asante.
Excuse me, let's have a set of questions. They respond, then we proceed to another. So, proceed.
My name is Irene Mongi from Capital FM. My question is, in the case of Webuye East, where ballot papers were found in the house of a presiding officer, what is the protocol procedure in terms of transporting this material? Also the case in Chuka, what was the protocol procedure in terms of transporting these materials? Were they being transported without the security officials, or what was happening in those two particular incidences? Also, the Commission had said that by August 6th, the strategic and non-strategic materials will be delivered to the polling stations. Why are we having the issue of ballot papers, for finding out that ballot papers, mix-up of ballot papers, a day before the elections?
Yeah, we can deal with that. The logistics, we have mentioned earlier in the week that all logistics have been done, materials are in the constituencies. Today is the day then that the presiding officers put all the materials using the checklist to then go to the respective polling stations. And in the process, they arrange everything in their respective boxes. All the presiding officer, the deputy, the 4 clerks, and 2 police officers then accompany the materials to the respective polling stations. This exercise is what's ongoing today. Some areas are vast. They have to leave early to be able to get there on time. Remember, polling starts at 6 in the morning, and these officers then have to stay either at the polling station. In fact, most of them sleep at the polling station waiting for the first voter to come at 6 in the morning. So in arranging those materials and following communication, I think from the CEO is here, they were then instructed to check the contents of what they are carrying. And in the process of doing so is when a discovery was made that led to the issue around the 4 elective positions. So the issue you are raising about polling materials, all polling materials, strategic materials are accompanied by police officers, and all of them were accompanied. So we talked about Webuye. There was nothing about polling materials found in an individual's house. There was no ballot papers in an individual's house. I don't know where you got that from. The issue of Webuye were clerks allegedly meeting with a candidate, but there was no issue about materials involved. The issue around Moses Kuria, I'm not privy to that information or tweet or whatever it is. I'm not aware, but all I want to say is that all ballot papers are in the respective constituencies. There are no ballot papers anywhere else, and I'm not privy to that information. Maybe unless any of the commissioners has anything to say about that. So we don't have that information. I don't even know whether the DCI is investigating it. We have not been informed as a commission about such investigations. Okay, you can share with us if you have information, and then we can give you feedback. Please, yeah.
You can take another assess.
Yep. I'm Brian from the Standard. What do you attribute the errors in Kakamega and Mombasa to?
And also tied to, sorry.
Yes.
Also tied to the same Moremi Mwangi from ATN News.
Yes, Moremi.
When did these ballot papers that have errors land in the country? And when did it come to your attention that there are errors about it, and why is the country learning about it only a day to the election? And in addition to that, as a commission, are you concerned that the suspension of the specific elections in the counties and the constituencies could affect the turnout in the other elective seats, including the presidency?
Okay. Can deal with that? Yes. These are 4 elective positions out of the 1,879. 4 out of 1,879. We have had cases where there could be errors. We have had countries postpone elections because of all elections because of issues around issues like ballot papers. But we are talking about 4 positions out of 1,879. Now, the error came out as a result of a mix-up at the printing factory. The commission forwarded the ballot proofings as per the candidate's specifications. And I believe the CEO and team can attest to that. What we have been shown is proper proofings, so ballot proofings were sent to the printers, but the error occurred at the printing factory. And they are going to correct that error. And I think in the course of this week, we shall be able then to announce the earliest possible date when those elections can be held. So it is an error at the printing factory, not at the commission level.
I think the concern is at which point did they land in the country, and when did you learn about the error? Because it's only becoming a matter of...
Yes, I've mentioned in my briefing that this morning is when ballot papers were opened, and we learned of those errors this particular morning. But on the face of it, the papers were properly marked. If you have been at the warehouse, I don't know whether you've been there, the face of it shows the documentation was properly marked, but on opening the ballot papers, that's when the errors were discovered this morning. Remember, these ballot papers are sealed. They are not supposed to be tampered with. And for purpose of transporting them to the respective polling stations, that exercise in the morning uncovered those errors.
What about the likely impact on turnout?
We cannot know. I think your case is good. But I expect that Kenyans will turn up to vote for the 5 elective positions. And I believe that should not affect the outcome of, or rather the voter turnout. But we are here tomorrow with you. We shall follow up the proceedings. And we don't preempt Kenya. We should encourage them to turn up and vote for the 5 elective positions instead of casting aspersions on and creating a story around voter turnout. But let's encourage Kenyans. Let's call on every Kenyan to turn up and vote for the other 5 elective positions in those 4 elective areas.
My name is George Orido. Mr. Chairman, you mentioned about the ruling and the stay, and you said to the effect that in the manual register will only be referred to should there be a failure of the Kims gate.
Yes.
The question is about the failure. Is it a general failure, or when one individual or one voter comes and realizes that their name is not there, but then the manual register is showing that they are there? Maybe just a few cases, or a general case. I hope you get my question.
I get your question, and we have actually looked at it in previous presses. The voters register in the KIMS kit is exactly the same register which is printed. Everything is the same. So if you are not in the KIMS kit, then you are not in the fiscal register. It's as simple as that. Yeah. So you cannot miss in the KIMS kit and be in the fiscal register, because it's the way you print a document from your what document is the same. Yeah, so we don't expect that you are missing. You are missing the KIMS kit and you are in the fiscal register. What we are saying is, in terms of the Court of Appeal decision that then we followed as a guideline, you turn up to be verified biometrically. If you are not in the identified biometrically, then you are identified alphanumerically using your ID or passport number. If then you are there, then that's fine. But if the KIMS kit fails, and that's the subject you are referring to, then we have another KIMS kit that we shall use. Now, if all the other KIMS kits available fail, then now that's when we resort to the fiscal register. So that is the procedure. And that procedure is there. The registers are printed. They'll be available at the polling station, but they'll be sealed and not be used in the manner then the High Court had directed, that we use it simultaneously with the KIMS kit. Yes.
Yeah, my name is O'Brien, and I work with State Broadcaster KBC. Two questions. How prepared are you to abide by the ruling of the High Court by Justice Mogore for you to include the manual register as part of the voter identification process? And number two, UDA has gone to court.
Were you here when I was making my press? I've just said the court has already pronounced itself. The Court of Appeal has already pronounced itself on that issue and has overturned the High Court judgment. And right now, where we are, we have reverted back to the Court of Appeal decision.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Waweru Nyambura from Inoro TV. You have not given instructions as far as Tharaka-Nithi is concerned, where ballot papers were destroyed. Have you
That's not true. There were no ballot papers destroyed in Tharaka-Nithi. What was destroyed were booths, a few booths by some individuals who attacked the vehicle, and some stamps. Yeah, and those are items we have in plenty. We shall replace them. I think the process of replacing them is ongoing. No ballot papers were destroyed. Security items, ballot papers, KIMS kits are escorted under heavy police security. And those ones are all safe, save for the cases that we have mentioned in our presser.
Yeah, thank you. I am from Citizen TV. I need a specific question here because my colleague Mrimi did mention this point, and it's the case of Kakamega, Mombasa, Kakiliba constituency, and Pokot South, leading to the suspension of the poll process in these four respective areas. What's your level of communication with the printing firm in Greece, which is the informed Lycos? And here I suppose because the Kenyan people are paying billions and they want value out of this election. What's your level of communication with them in the foreseeable future so that such incidences don't happen beyond Ofula Chibukati when your term expires in January next year? Number two, on security. There are regions in this country that often face security challenges, and it's not the same as others. For example, the northern frontier counties that share a long porous border with Somalia, which is still in political instability case. What's your level of engagement with the security agencies? Because you talked about 150,000 personnel from the National Police Service, 2 per 46,229 polling stations mathematically. In the event insecurity problems exceed your current security preparations and process, what then happens in such areas?
Yeah, let's deal with that. I will ask Marjan to say something about the ballot, the printers, Inform Lycos, and Commissioner Wanderi, who is heading the security team subcommittee here. I think they even had a meeting today. They meet twice a day to address the issues you have raised on those volatile areas. Then we can continue with the other questions. Yeah.
Asante. Naitwa Francis Ode kutoka.
Can they finish that first?
Asante.
Yeah, Marija.
Thank you very much. Yes, we have got a very high level of communication with the firm. One is we have got the contract implementation committee that is responsible for confirming that technically all our materials are basically okay. And then two, we also have another level of communication. The final one actually is between myself and the CEO of the Info Lycos. When this incident basically came to our notice, I also spoke to the CEO of the Info Lycos, and they acknowledged that the error was actually only on their side, and that they are going to make good the printing of the ballot paper. So we have got communication at all levels, up to the top level. Thank you very much.
Asante. Naitwa Francis Ode kutoka.
On the issue of security, and thank you very much for that question. We are fully engaged with the national security agencies, police, GSU, and we are collaborating in all those areas where there is high insecurity. Ballot papers are being airlifted to the various police stations, and the government security agencies are surveying and acting on any issue regarding to the insecurity. So we have no problem. I do not want to give you the details, but it's covered, and nobody will fail to vote because of insecurity even in those areas. It has been confirmed to us, the action that the police are taking and other security agencies, and to make sure that everybody will vote who wants to vote. So don't worry about that.
Okay, we can take some 3 more questions, then we run. Yeah.
Naitwa Francis Ode kutoka April TV. Swali langu ni kwa walemavu. Ulizungumzia kwamba kuna zile kimskit ambazo zimeweza kutolewa kwamba kuna watu watakuwa wanatumia fingerprints. Je, umezingatia ama tume imezingatia vipi wale walemavu ambao waoni, hawasikii na hata labda hawana mikono ya kuweza kutia pale vidole? Asante.
Okay, another? Or that's the last one?
I want to ask the same question I just asked on this issue of people with disability, and how is the commission will organize on the platform of people with disability here in Kenya on the voting side. My name is Anthony. Yeah.
Thank you, Anthony. Vice Chair, you can deal with that. Yeah.
My name is Nicholas Delay from CAS Media Group. Chairman, Mombasa and Kakamega previously during approval had issues, and now you have brought it to our attention that also it has issues that postponing of these elections they are coming. Now, Chairman, somebody could be curious that this could be a political play rather than technicalities that you're saying about the printing factories. What would you say of that?
That's not true. That is your imagination. We don't do political games. We do election management. And I think the ballot paper printers have accepted their mistake. And we shall ensure that the voters in those areas are able to elect the leaders of their choice as soon as possible. So there's no politics involved. I may also appreciate that I think the order to print those particular ballot papers also went a bit, it was some of the last ones which were printed, and there could be a little, I don't know what happened at the printers, but they have accepted that they made an error. So don't read any mischief in it. And one more thing, the candidates will be the same. The ones who are to contest now and maybe a few weeks from now will be the same candidates. They will not change. Vice Chair, please answer the question on the disabled.
Asante. Swali la ulemavu limeulizwa kwa Kiswahili, kwa hivyo pengine ningelijibu kwa Kiswahili. Kama mtu hana vidole, tutatumia nambari yake ya kitambulisho. Kwa hivyo kuna njia mbili za kusearch mtu katika KIMS-KIT. Kwanza tunatumia fingerprints, lakini kama hana vidole ama watu wengine huwa wamepaka hina. Hivyo basi KIMS-KIT inakuwa shida ku identify kutumia fingerprints. Kwa hivyo watu kama hao tutatumia ID card number, tukitype katika KIMS-KIT, kwa hivyo identity yake zao zitaonekana. Watapewa ballot papers waweze kuvote.
Asante. Kuna swali. Naitwa Bula kutoka Azam TV Tanzania. Tuko hapo bado kwenye kuahirishwa kwa uchaguzi kwenye haya maeneo matano.
Manne,
yes. Yeah. Nyie kama tume ya uchaguzi na mipaka mnawajibika vipi, kwa sababu ili jambo ambalo kwa namna moja ama nyingine linakwenda kusababisha usumbufu kwa wananchi hasa katika haya maeneo, lakini vile vile kuna gharama nyingine ambazo wananchi kwa namna moja ama nyingine wataingia ama tume itaingia. Mmewajibika vipi katika hili kuonyesha kwamba na nyie na uchungu kwa uzembe huu ambao umetokea?
Bwana CEO amesema kuwa shida ilitokea kwa wale ambao wanachapisha makaratasi, si uzembe ya tume, na wamekubali kuwa watakaramia hiyo makaratasi wakichapisha tena mara ya pili. Wananchi watakuja kufanya tena. Nafikiri wanapenda hiyo, ni jukumu la wananchi kuchagua viongozi wao, na vile hiyo maneno yametokea lazima tufanye vile tumefanya, na nafikiri wananchi watakuja. I don't think there's a problem. They will come and vote. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, another question?
Yes, I'm calling Samulo from the Daily Nation, and my question is, are you really prepared as a commission, or your preparation are just on paper because of the things we've been seeing? Then another thing is about...
Which things? Be specific.
The mix-ups.
Which mix-up?
Mix-up in Kakamega.
We have explained that.
Yes, so are you really prepared, or these are just things you are saying, but on the ground things are different? Then the other question is, you called us for a press conference at 12.
Yes.
And we are doing it at 5.
Yeah.
At 6, at 5. These are the anxieties that the wait times, when we have the long wait times, these are the things that create anxieties and will lead to like Kenyans starting to cook things up in their minds that maybe the commission is up to something. So what is going on at IEBC?
Yeah, what's going on at IEBC has been summed up in our press briefing this afternoon. And I started off by saying the commission is ready for elections. We have urged Kenyans to turn up in large numbers tomorrow and vote for leaders of their choice. We have also opened up the polling process and encourage media to work with us this journey. I expect that tomorrow the reports will be that Kenyans are swarming polling stations to vote. Your statement, I think I have nothing to say about it. All I want to say is our apologies for not being here at 12 because of many other activities which we were actually waiting for us all over this particular center. But we shall continue engaging the media, and we are committed to ensuring that Kenyans get what they deserve, a free, fair, and credible election.
Chairman.
Thank you very much.
Chairman,
Yes.
My name is Sarah. I'm on this side. Here.
Okay.
My name is Sarah from
Yes.
the South African Broadcasting Corporation.
Yes, Sarah.
Are you worried that these last-minute hitches may actually affect the confidence by the voters on the process? And I'd also want to know if you have communicated to the candidates in these 4 polling areas, and what was their reaction to the fact that they will not be on the ballot this time, but the election will happen later.
We have 47 county election managers, and the county election managers in those respective areas have accordingly communicated to the respective candidates. It is. Sorry?
Are you worried about the confidence of the process by voters concerning these last-minute hitches?
Is there any commissioner who wants to answer that question? I'm not worried. It's normal in an operation to have issues like what we went through today. It's normal that papers can be moved up and down. It's normal that what the printers experienced happens is, I believe, human error. Of course, it worries us that we wanted 100% perfect delivery of materials. But this has happened, and we must deal with it. And I believe in the best interest of the country, it will not be appropriate. I mean, we have to own the issue and deal with it, and we shall ensure that the voters in those 4 elective positions get a chance to elect leaders of their choice as soon as possible. So that is our concern. And I believe that they will understand and be able to turn up on the day we shall schedule. Yeah, thank you.
Chairman, we have 2 more questions. You pick from behind here. One more.
Is it because of the legal challenges that we experienced?
My name is Mwege William from TV47. My question will be relating to campaigning despite the deadline by IEBC. A good example is of Raila Odinga, whereby attending a church service, alijipigia debe, na pia Rais Uhuru Kenyatta akihutubia vyombo vya habari alionekana kumpigia debe Raila Odinga. Maybe what action will you take to persons who are campaigning after the deadline that you scheduled? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that question. I have not received any complaint on my desk about any of the 2 persons you have mentioned campaigning. So I will not make any comments on that. As far as the commission is concerned, campaigns ended on Saturday at 6 p.m. and I'm not aware of what you're calling campaigns. We have not received any complaint, and I'm not privy to the statements which were made. Unless you have any issues or anybody writes to the commission, then we shall deal with it.
My question is still on the ballot papers, whereby I'm Sarafina Robi from KBC. My question is on the printing firm. You said that you're in communication with it. So is it the same firm that is going to reprint these ballot papers? And if yes, who is going to shoulder the financial burden?
Okay, I think I answered that, but let me say it again.
Clarification of that.
Actually, it's repeating. Let me repeat what I said, what the CEO said. The printing firm has owned the mistake, and they'll meet the cost of reprinting those ballot papers. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
UDA is complaining that some of their agents are not being accredited. Is this a matter that they are raising with you?
Not yet, but we are meeting the presidential agents immediately after this. And I believe if they have an issue, then it can be addressed. Because the whole team is here, the whole IEBC team is here. If any political party or agent have an issue, please raise during our meeting, which is immediately after this presser.
Chairman,
the
legal ballots contribute to the delay and all this matter. There are so many legal ballots. Did it contribute to this?
The delay in delivery?
Delivery, the mix-up, all this mess.
I know about delay in delivery because our last date was 29th of last month, but because of the legal cases, then the printers pushed the date to 3rd of August. As to the mix-up, the printers have owned it. They have not told us why there was that mix-up. Maybe in their report, when they share their report with us, then we stop. Maybe in their report, when they share their report with us, then we can be able to communicate to the country. So I don't want to attribute it to any other issues. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We'll proceed on we are inviting you to the lighting of the Peace Torch ceremony at the auditorium. The Commission is available for further engagements. Let's keep engaging and we'll continue answering your questions.
Thank you.
Collect fare kwa boda au matatu ukitumia ViewPay.